What's good, fam? Welcome back to the channel. This is Constant Sports. I am your host, Constance. You know what time it is. It's time for the week recap from the WNBA games. We had a couple firsts this week. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start off with Tuesday. Had the Aces and the Suns playing their first game of the back-to-backs. Aces came out on top. Very competitive game. Both teams they're two of the top teams in the league right now. Um, so I expected to see a very competitive game against these two, and they did not fail. Very good game. Connecticut's going to keep being in the topic of the conversation unless something drastic happens, which I don't see. Next game, Fever, Sky. Sky came on top. Listen, the Chicago Sky are staying afloat, man. With all of the players that they've been losing, they're a tough team offensively and defensively. They're scrappy. They give everything they have to win the game. Chicago is a young team, but they're young, experienced players. So they're obviously going to have mistakes, but they know how to win, right? Chicago just won the championship 2 years ago, and a few of those players are still there. The coaching staff is all still there. So they're going to continue to also be in that conversation as one of the top teams, as long as they don't lose any more players, for sure. First, we got the Storm versus the Sparks. The Storm finally came out on top and got their first win of the season. So, congratulations to them. It was a very, very hard fought game. Um, Seattle came back from being down by 21 points. And they fought and they fought. The rookie Jordan Horston out of Tennessee played her best game of her career. And it's a young career and it's a very promising career. She isn't scared. Obviously, she makes some mistakes, but she's a rookie. I kind of believe that they're allowed to have some mistakes. But that night, she played like she was a veteran. She gave her team everything she had. She played up against Nneka Ogwumike, and she did very, very well. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for her. The Sparks, they played a good game. They just I believe that the Sparks' weak spot is Clarendon. I do believe that Clarendon is their weak spot. She makes a lot of uncharacterized mistakes for her, but she's also been out of the league and now she's back. So maybe it's just her trying to get her feet wet again. I'm not sure, but Clarendon for me right now is their weak spot. Hopefully, a few more games in, they get their feet underneath them. Hopefully, so we shall see. But shouts out to Seattle for getting their first win of the season. So on Wednesday we had was supposed to have two games, but obviously New York with the wildfires in Canada and messing up the air in New York. New York canceled all sports games on Wednesday, so we didn't get to see Liberty versus the Lynx on Tuesday. It was postponed to a few days later. But Mercury and Wings game, that's a good series. Like, these two teams battling against each other is so good. So good. Uh, with the Dallas Wings getting Kaylani Brown and being that big body to go up against Brittany Griner has been great to watch. Um, she knows how to play defense against Griner. She's not stopping Griner from scoring because no one can do that, but she is making it difficult for her to score by putting a body against her. She's not big. I mean, she's not small. And to me, Griner and Brown are the only two legitimate post players in the league. So having Griner go up against another legitimate post player is what every team needs to pretty much make it difficult for her and to actually beat Phoenix. So that addition of Brown on Dallas was a match made in heaven. And Brown came back to the team, came back to the W, and is showing that she's ready. She's showing the potential that I thought she would show coming out of college, and she's proving it right now that she deserves to be in the league, and I'm excited for her for sure. So Thursday we have one game, and obviously it was the Aces and the Suns, and the Aces got their first L of the season, guys, which knew was gonna happen. It's definitely hard to be undefeated in the W nowadays. Back in the day, yeah, it was easy. You had only a couple of powerful teams, but now all the other teams have so much talent that it's hard to stay undefeated. But it was the Sun hit everything that they wanted to. They were shooting the ball. It was unprecedented how easy it was for them to score. And maybe it was because it was those back-to-back games, so they kind of got a feel on how the Aces was playing. And we all know Aces has also been on a long streak away from home, but Connecticut came out and they balled. They shot 52% from the field. Vegas shot 46, so it's not bad. But Connecticut also shot 57% from the three. And Bonner had 41 points. Does that mean that that's the only way to beat the Aces? Maybe. You got to shoot over 50% from the field, over 50% from the three. Your star player got to drop 40. Maybe, but I'm not sure. Vegas had 18 turnovers to Connecticut's 12. Connecticut out rebounded them 34-26. Vegas was just off. They couldn't hit anything. I'm surprised they scored 77 points, to be honest. It was a rough game to watch. It really was. I almost turned the game off a couple times. They just was out of sync. It wasn't vibing. And Connecticut was all there. Their whole team came to play. They played amazing defense. Their offense was clicking. And the shots were falling. They played an amazing, amazing game on Thursday. And shouts out to them for being the team to hand Las Vegas their first loss. So, hey, two of the top teams in the league going head to head, gave each other a loss. So, we'll see how this continues the rest of the season. So, on Friday, yesterday, there was a lot of games. A lot of games all been played at the exact same time. Very hard to watch all of them, but I tried my best. I definitely did. Liberty Dream was the first game. It's complete blowout, 106-83. I really didn't get to watch that one. That was early for me, and I was busy. Our next games was Fever and Lynx game. I'm going to jump to that game. Indiana is finding their own. Their confidence is there. They're a young team, and they definitely ruined the festivities of Minnesota that they had last night. But it was still a very good game, a battling of two young teams. And Indiana came out on top. Everybody contributed. It was a feisty game. Rebounding was pretty much equal. Turnovers was pretty much equal. The shooting, Indiana shot 40% from the field goal, while Minnesota shot 38%. So it was a what and what game. It just came down to the last seconds. I feel like Minnesota took their foot off the brakes a little bit in that fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, it was anyone's game, and Indiana just showed more grit and more wanting to win, and it gave them their second win of the season to get them going. They're now 2-5. Minnesota is 1-7. So if Minnesota want to keep proving that they're not tanking this season, they can't keep giving up games in the fourth quarter, which is what they've been doing. 100% what they've been doing, giving games away in the fourth quarter. So we'll see how the rest of the season go for them. Another game we had was, again, Mercury Wings. Wings keep beating Mercury because of the post play. Like I said, Grinder's still getting her points, but their backcourt really isn't contributing that much. But Agumbawale started hitting. She started hitting her shots. She dropped 35 on Phoenix, and I don't even know if you can say it was the defense, because some of her shots were, she was coming down the floor, they tossed her the ball, and she jacked up a three-pointer and it went in. The Satu Sabali started off very, very slow, and I want to say that it's because of the first game against Phoenix. She got beat up pretty bad in that first game. I'm surprised she played this game, how bad she was beaten up in that game, but it took her time to get into the groove of the game, and when she did, she dropped 17 points. She had 16 rebounds. It was crazy. Natasha Howard had 22 points. It was a great, great game for Dallas. Didn't start off great. That first quarter was rough, but after that, they just started to wake up, and then that second half was all Dallas. 100% all Dallas, and they continue to be undefeated at home. Yeah. Sparks and Skies, our next game. Very, very good game. The Sparks came out on top, which is a good bounce back to them from losing against Seattle a couple days prior. They played great ball. Neko Gumake and Derek Hamby pretty much won them this game. Both of them played off of each other. It was, Neka is killing the game this year. She started off the season amazingly, and she's pretty much starting to look like the old NECA. I mean, she's averaging 24 points roughly right now. And I mean, with NECA having Derek Hamby to bounce off of is really good to see. They had no issues with getting the ball to each other. They had quite a few miscues, but it was Derek Hamby's second game starting, so I think that they'll continue to do it. But NECA had 19, Derek Hamby had 16, with Jordan Canada also having 16. Yeah. Sparks is still a sleeper team for me. They lost 3 games, but with all of the new pieces they have, that's good. That's really good to have all these new pieces and a new head coach. To be 4-3 out of 7 games is really good, and it definitely shows promise for the rest of their season, because I'm starting to feel like they're clicking, and it's really good to see how they continue this season for sure. That's pretty much the recap. So tomorrow on Sunday, it's another slate of every single team playing again on Sunday. So that's going to be a lot of games to watch, a lot of info to try to figure out what to do and what to say. But Sunday's going to be a great day for the W. We don't have any NBA playoffs on Sunday, so it's going to be all W, and that's all I care about. So continue to watch, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, support me. Peace, love, happiness.